Amazing. It's fantastic to hear that your new Core SEO software tool is helping companies to improve their online search engine optimization efforts so that they can in turn help more of their clients and customers. And so, Ted, obviously, I'm going to put you in the hot seat here for a second. A lot of business owners and entrepreneurs, typically love to tell about their success stories, and usually aren't willing to be transparent or honest about some of the failures or mistakes or maybe some of the lessons they've learned along the way. So coming from a background of having worked with prestigious companies such as Microsoft and the other organizations that you've regarded or referenced in the past, would you be willing with our audience today to share some of the mistakes or failures or lessons that you've learned during this process of developing this new Core SEO software, and how it's benefited perhaps the end users?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the real question is which mistakes. There have been so many. But probably the biggest ones in terms of SEO would relate to match types. So for the longest time in traditional SEO, people look at exact match search terms, and they rank their pages by putting their exact match search terms all over the place. But it turns out there are different types of words that Google looks at. So when you search Google, in many browsers, they'll make the relevant hits bold. It's Google's way of saying, look at how relevant our search results are for the search term you entered. And if you analyze those, you quickly learn that there are variants of your search term that are critical to ranking well. So singular, plural form, there'll be word stemming, different conjugations of words, and synonym lookups. And it appears that there's also some entity recognition. And all of those variations of the search term end up being the matches you need to use on page, not just your exact search terms. So took a while to learn that that's what we needed to be doing. And so there's a long period of time where we learned those lessons. And another area would be over-tuning. For years and years, we had focused on what we believed were the strongest signals, but it turns out things change from keyword to keyword in very drastic ways. So you really have to take the measurements for your specific keyword. I used to be on board with a lot of the correlation studies that the other SEO companies would do, where they analyze 1 million keywords and correlate the factors. And I'm totally going a different way today. I think what they're doing is a mistake. They're giving you the average advice for the average internet keyword, and it's very unlikely that that's what you're trying to rank for. So you really need to do the measurements on a per keyword basis and not average everything together and destroy your data. And because of all of that, I've become very skeptical of broad SEO advice. And just like every other SEO out there, if the majority of the SEO community would say something is true, I would be inclined to think that, well, that's probably true. Otherwise, why would everybody say it? But it turns out people are just hopping on the bandwagon and repeating what other advice, famous SEOs tend to say. And a lot of the time it tends to be wrong. When you do experiments or measure the data, it turns out not to be true. And so I've made many of those kinds of mistakes in the past, as I would imagine many SEOs have.